Oh, hello. Once again, I'm back on my old, trustworthy Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD edition. Before I will continue, let me check out if the stream is live. This is very important. And everything is working properly, as they should. Okay, nice. So yeah, as always, I'm recording locally and streaming today on the Kick service, and it's not 4K, of course. I think the maximum even for partners it's full HD on Kick service, but that will be wrong. Anyway, I'm back on Fedora 44 Workstation Edition, but let me show you the system information using the GUI method first. Using the settings, system, about, system details, and here we are. As I said, Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD, 32GB of RAM, 2TB of SSD storage space. The CPU is AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX, and the GPU is also AMD Radeon RX 6800M. Fedora Workstation version 44, GNOME 50, Wayland of course, and Linux kernel 7. So let's see the system information using the terminal now. Let me zoom in. I think this is fine. You can pause the stream and take a good look at your own pace, or you just can pause the video later on my YouTube channel and do the same thing. But I want you to pay attention that I'm using the machine in full 4K resolution of 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz. However, today especially, I'm downscaling the streaming and the recording at full HD at 30 FPS. And with that out of the way, let me show you the progress of my system customizations. Let's start with the wallpaper jumper. You can do this through the terminal by doing like, for example, wallpaper status, like this. And you get, we are currently at 551 out of 901 pictures that I have on my folder, which pictures are like most of them 4K resolution, maybe 1/4 it's 2K, and just a handful or a dozen maybe it's full HD. So great amount of pictures and high quality. And what can you do after learning the status? Of course, you can check another picture that you prefer. For example, I will go back to wallpaper 1, the first wallpaper on my folder, this one. This one is from Garuda Linux. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And let's go now to 600, wallpaper 600. Boom. So you can do this through the terminal, or of course you can key bind it as I have done on my system. This is the status, 600 out of 901, and this is the file name as you can see here. And then I can jump to another place in the queue. For example, 551, if I remember it was before. Yes. And we are back where we left. But I will jump even higher and go at 650. Boom, just like that. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, either with the keybinds or via the terminal. And just like that, you can change your wallpaper depending on the mood. And of course, it's a slideshow. It's for people like myself who like to have their wallpaper changing, not being something static. But I'm pretty sure anyone can adjust this thing that I will share, of course, as always, on my guide for Fedora 44. You can adjust it to be a static thing. Anyway, the other thing that I was trying to accomplish and managed just fine was my cursor factory. Basically, either through the terminal again, by doing, for example, cursor factory like this, you get this pop-up. I will just cancel now, and I will do it via the keyboard shortcut like this. You can do like this, and for example, select another cursor. At the moment I'm using red glass, so by doing that, the system offers you all of your cursors that are installed in the system. And for example, I will go and switch to Swedish Breeze. This one I created myself. I will show you how in a moment. So by doing this, selecting this, and then the size of the Swedish Breeze, I'm back on the Swedish Breeze. Here it is. And this respects the application windows after the change I'm in instantly. In the case that you will find an app that doesn't respect this change, you just log out or restart the system and you are back in business. And the thing is that I got ahead of myself. I will show you a few things later on regarding not what I have accomplished, but we will get there. My bad, sorry. So even if I will open up, for example, Audacity, GIMP, yeah, why not? And Kdenlive, why not? All these apps that I'm having on my screen now, more or less are not of the same technology they were made, I mean. So even though that's the case, the cursor, as you can see, is fully compatible with them. And this is important, I think, for a seamless operation, not to drive anyone insane or increase their obsessive compulsive disorder. Anyway, certainly it does trigger mine if this is not the case, if it's not seamless, so to speak. Anyway, and now I will hide these apps for now and do this one more time by creating a cursor. So let's just press the keyboard shortcut and then do a new one, make one new one by selecting this option, then OK. And here you can have you have two options. Either you close the window and the window loads the special folder in order to create the cursors, or if you have it already installed, you select it, click OK, then you type the name. I will type yellow red because this is like my second best cursor that I like to have, second or third depending on the day, of course. So I will just go with yellow for the fill, and then I will go bright red. I think no. Okay, I think it's the opposite. It's like this. Yeah, I made a mistake with the values before. It doesn't matter. I will just try to aim for the red again. So is it like this? Yes. And the system now will create the cursor very soon, especially on this system because it's a modern system. Even on my old MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro of 2012, it's pretty fast. So we're almost done. Boom, here it is, my red yellow cursor. And very easy, I will show it one more time. Selecting this one, then the folder. If you don't have it, you just press the X button and the system downloads it for you. Then the name of the cursor. Then you select the color, for example, that you prefer for it. The first color is for the the body of the cursor, and the second color is the border, the outline. Then you select the outline, the number, the size number, and boom, here it is. So just like that, you can create your own cursor, and I will show you again. It's fully compatible with apps, as you can see. No problem whatsoever. It's like for people like myself who like to customize the system, it's like the cherry on top, so to speak. And I will go back to my black magenta cursor and end the demonstration. Boom, perfect. And yeah, pretty easy. Didn't take too much time. I must admit that through my experience with the rest of the Linux distributions, of course, that goes without saying, and through how good Fedora 44 Workstation Edition has been to me, maybe I'm lagging, I don't know, but it's quite stable, no problem, and anything that I have in mind, I try to test this and that, and it goes very well. So all I'm trying to say is rock solid foundation, it seems. With my experience and all that, everything goes pretty fast. Actually, I'm ahead of the schedule of what I had in mind for Fedora. And it's exactly this that I'm already started on the guide about it. So at the same time doing all this, I have already started working on the guide, and also started working on something that I promised on one of my videos the other day, that I will having two options moving forward for all the Linux distributions. One will be my usual dark themed with colorful icons, colorful anything really in my system. That will be the first option, my personal favorite, and then I will try to create a similar thing for a bright, light themed situation, and we'll see how it will go, that experiment. Anyway, I promised you to show you something that I forgot, that I will return to this, and I will do that and then go away. I don't want to drag this any longer. I mentioned that I'm using Fedora, GNOME, etc., but I didn't say anything about them, and that's quite bad, of course, but I will fix it. And then I will try to okay, let's zoom in a bit. I will start reading from the Wikipedia page for Fedora. Fedora Linux is a free and open source Linux distribution developed by the Fedora project. It was originally developed in 2003 as a continuation of the Red Hat Linux project. It contains software distributed under various free and open source licenses and aimed to be on the leading edge of open source technologies. It is now the upstream source for CentOS Stream and Red Hat's Enterprise Linux. Yeah, I will keep reading. The rest of the stuff are good, I think, to read. Since the release of Fedora 21 in December 2014, 3 editions have been made available: personal computer, server, and cloud computing. This was expanded to 5 editions for containerization and Internet of Things (IoT) as of the release of Fedora 37 in November 2022. A new version of Fedora Linux is released every 6 months. So I guess if you want a stable version, like for example Ubuntu LTS version, this system is not for you, but yeah. And let's go to Wikipedia regarding GNOME. GNOME is a free and open source desktop environment for Linux and other Unix-like operating systems. It is distributed as the default desktop environment of many major Linux distributions, including Debian, Fedora Linux, Ubuntu, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and SUSE Linux Enterprise, and is the default in Oracle Solaris, a Unix operating system. GNOME is developed by the GNOME project, which is composed of both volunteers and paid contributors, the largest corporate contributor being Red Hat. It is an international project that aims to develop frameworks for software development to program end-user applications based on these frameworks and to coordinate efforts for the internationalization, localization, and accessibility of that software. Yeah, and let's go to the official web pages now. Remember that the Wikipedia pages always take with a grain of salt, but I think they are quite on point so far. It's your operating system, an innovative platform for hardware, clouds, and containers built with love by you. 100% free and open source, latest version 44. And as you can see, it has the main versions here. We are using Fedora Workstation, the leading Linux desktop. They also have Fedora KD Plasma Desktop, Fedora Server, a community server OS. Sorry, forgot to read the KD Plasma Desktop, the next generation personal desktop. So back to Fedora Cloud, the lightweight VM environment, Fedora Core OS, the container optimized OS, Fedora IoT, the solid edge foundation. And then they have more options, as they say. Want more Fedora options? Atomic desktops, Fedora spins, Fedora lamps, miscellaneous downloads. To be honest, I have no idea what all those things are. I haven't tested any one myself. I'm pretty ignorant on them. But based on the good faith that they earned, the people behind Fedora Workstation, I will give a shot, one of them at least. The leading Linux desktop, a beautiful high quality desktop featuring GNOME, built on the latest open source technology, trusted, powerful and easy. And goes on and has plenty of good information. And then on the GNOME website, an independent computing platform for everyone, a more elegant way to use your computer. Let's just put it this way, GNOME is what Apple would have been if they still had any taste left. macOS, to me at least, is despicable nowadays. Anyway, and the other thing that I forgot to show you, same on me, it's the OBS settings for the day. As I said, I'm streaming and recording. The streaming is today on the Kick service. I'm using the hardware encoder FMPEG AAC for the audio and FMPEG VAPI H264 for the video, and I'm using the same encoder basically both for the stream and the recording, using 8000 bitrate, and this is the screen resolution. As I said, it's downscaled from full 4K to full HD 30 FPS. So basically, no need to drag this any longer. I think I will just move away. We are very close. Let me show you just a sneak peek of my GNOME boxes. What is incoming here. Using this tool, I'm preparing my new bright, light, white, however you want to call it, theming, rising, customization basically, and we'll see how well it will go and if I will like it myself or not, because the most important thing is, yes, of course, to make the viewers of the streams and the recordings happy and glad that they found something new, something nice, that it attracts them. But in the end, I have to like it myself because I will be using it moving forward, if not for anything else, just to build and customize it every single time on all of the future Linux distributions that I will be using and installing for this content. Anyway, this was it for today. As always, thank you for everything and see you on the next one. Bye!